Now we have to continue the next problem. So in previously ice skaters problem, we had to find the velocity of the second skater. Now we have to discuss about another problem. A force of 5 Newton produces an acceleration of 2 meter per second square on a mass m1 and an acceleration of 2 meter per second square on the mass m2. What is the acceleration moving the same force provided both the masses are lifted together? So both the masses are to be lifted together. What is the force acting on them? So what is the mass acting on them to be calculated? Here, what is the question? Once again repeated. A force of 5 Newton produces an acceleration of 8 meter per second square on a mass m1. So question will be to see a force of 5 newtons, a force of 5 newton produces an acceleration of $8 meter per second square, 8 meter per second square on a mass m1, on a mass m1. So masses is not there. First to calculate the mass m1 and an acceleration of 24 meter per second square. 24 meter per second square on a mass m2. On a mass m2. Now here question will be, what acceleration would be the same force produces? What acceleration would be the force would be the same force provide if both the masses are tied together. Both the masses are tied together. That's the question. So both masses to be tied together. What is the force to be acted upon it to be calculated? Okay. Now first we have to find the m is equal to f is equal to ma application. So application will be same. Solution, application is equal to f is equal to ma. From that, to make m as a subject, f by a we get. By applying this formula, we can calculate mass of first body, similarly to calculate the mass of the second body. Okay. So first acceleration of the first body, acceleration of the acceleration of the first body. Acceleration of the first body is equal to how much? 8 meter per second square. 8 meter per second square. So force acts on that body. Force acts on that body. Force acts on that body. F is equal to how much? 5 newtons. 5 newtons. Now the mass of the first body, m1 is equal to how much? So mass of the first body m1 is equal to how much? F by A. What is F here? 5 newton by what is A here? 8. So 5 by 8 kilogram. So m1 is equal to 5 by 8 kilogram. 5 by 8 kilogram. Similarly, to calculate the m2 value also. So to calculate m2 value. Now to consider acceleration of the second body. Acceleration of the second body. Acceleration of the second body A2. A2 is equal to how much? 24 meter per second square. Force acts on that body. Force acts on that body. Force acts on that body. F is equal to how much? 8 newtons. Force acts on that body will be given as same. 5 newtons force will be acts on that body. So 5 Newton. Force will be same, but bodies are different. Now, mass of the second body. So, mass of the second body. Mass of the second body m2 is equal to how much? Same application. m2 is equal to F by A2. F by A2. Here to consider F by A1, F by A2. That is equal to 5 by 24 kilograms. Now, m2 is equal to 5 by 24 kilograms. 5 by 24 kilograms. Now, both masses are tied together. Now, total mass, both will be combined together. So, if two masses are tied together, now total mass. If two masses are tied together, the total mass m is equal to m1 plus m2. Yes, mention the problem. First I have to calculate a1 and force will be same force will be acts on the two bodies, but their accelerations are different. Now total mass to get, then what the force acts on that to be calculated again here. So total mass m is equal to how much? So m is equal to m1 plus m2. That is equal to m1 is how much? 5 by 8 plus 5 by 24. Now what is the LCM for 8 and 24? 8 and 24. 8 ones are 8 threes are. So 24 is the LCM of this. So here to consider LCM. LCM of this body is considered as total will be 24. 8 ones are 8. So 5 ones are 8 threes are. 8 threes are means 5 threes are 15. 24 ones are 24 plus 5. Now what do you get? 20 by 24. 20 by 24. So 20 by 24 means 4 5s are 4 6s are. Now total mass of the body is equal to how much? 5 by 6 kilograms. 5 by 6 kilograms we have to get. Total mass together will be 5 by 6. Now So now I have to calculate total mass, same force will be provided on that for this total body. What is the acceleration? Total acceleration to be calculated. So total acceleration A is equal to how much? So A is equal to F by M. That is equal to F is how much? 5 by 5 by 6. Now this is equal to 5 into 6 by 5. Write like this. 5 gets cancelled. Now acceleration A is equal to 6 meter per second square. So if both bodies are tied together, the acceleration of the body will be 6 meter per second square. Same force will be provided. That is 5 Newton force will be applied. If two masses will be tied together, the resultant acceleration will be 6 meter per second square. So separately the accelerations are different, but the both bodies are tied together, the acceleration will get it 6 meter per second square. So this is one of the model, right? Now we can consider another problem. So in this next question we have to observe. So another question to continue. Here, a barometer of mass 400 gram moving at 30 meter per second seems a nail. The nail stops the hammer in a very short time of 0.01 second. What is the force of the nail on the hammer? So here hammer of mass 400 grams will be given. 400 grams hammer will be taken to moving with 30 meter per second acceleration. So its velocity will be 30 meter per second. It will be moves. Then the time taken for that will be 0.01 second time will be taken. Now I have to calculate the what force will be acts on that. So here final frictional force we have to apply here. Then final velocity becomes 0. We have to apply the formula F is equal to m into V minus u by t. We can get the frictional force. That is, you get the force in minus sign. Now question will be a hammer of mass 400 gram. A hammer of mass 400 grams moving at 30 meter per second. Moving at 30 meters per second. 30 meters per second. Strikes the nail. Strikes a nail. Strikes a nail. Now the nail stops the hammer. Nail stops the hammer. Nail stops the hammer in a very short time of 0.01 second. 0.01 second. Now, what is the force of the nail on the hammer? What is the force? What is the force acts on the what is the force of the nail on the hammer? What is the force of the nail on the hammer? This is the question. Now in this here, mass will be given in grams. So to convert that into kilogram, initial velocity will be given as 30 meter per second, and the time taken will be given 0.01 second. final velocity strike, it stop the hammer. That means frictional force will be X. Therefore, UV velocity, final velocity will be taken as 0. Then all this to be applied in application. F is equal to m into V minus U by T. Then we get the, what is the force acts on the hammer by applying this nail. So here mass of hammer m is equal to how much? 400 grams. To convert that into kilogram means 400 by 1000 kilograms. 2 zeros, 2 zeros, 2 2s are 2 5s are. That is equal to 2 by 5 kilograms. So mass will be 2 by 5 kilogram. Now velocity. That velocity we consider as initial velocity. Initial velocity acts on the nail. Initial velocity of the hammer U is equal to 30 meter per second. 30 meter per second. Time taken to stop. Time taken to stop. T is equal to 0.01 second. 0.01 second. Then final velocity. Final velocity V is equal to 0. Now force of the nail. Force of the nail to stop hammer. F is equal to how much? So all values substitute in the formula. F is equal to m into V minus U by T. Once again recall. So what is that value? 2 by 5 into 0 minus 30 by 0.01. Now this is equal to 2 by 5 into minus 30 by 0.01 to write as 1 by 100. 0.01 to write as 1 by 100. Now what you get? That is equal to 2 by 5 into minus 100 into 30 by 1. Minus 100 into 30 on this. 100 goes upside. Now 5 ones are 5 20s. Now 3 2s are 600. So 600 into 2 minus 1200 newtons. So force acts on the nail will be minus 200. Here minus sign indicates that opposite force. The force acts in opposite direction. That's why we can consider minus sign. Okay. So the force stop the nail with the force of 1200 newtons. That's all. Okay. Now next problem to continue next one.